before. And so you guys started out as a software sort of consultancy, right? Or web design company. Yeah.
Yeah, we started as a web design company.
And that was called 37 Signals.
Yep, in 1999 we launched the company in August, and we were doing website design for hire. So just redesign work for the most part. So we weren't doing programming. We were just doing visual redesigns. So people already had sites, and we're like, we can make that site a little bit better, and so they would hire us to do that.
Yeah, and then now you are concentrated entirely, pretty much, on this one product, Basecamp.
Yeah, Basecamp and Basecamp 3, the third version of that, just launched a couple weeks ago. So
cool.
Every 4 years or so, we completely reinvent the product from the ground up. Not a single line of code, not a single piece of design is shared. And we make it all over again every 4 years, roughly. So we just did that for our third major time. Basecamp's been around for 12 years. Came out in February 2004. So about 12 years total now, and so we're on the third major version.
That's funny. I guess I hadn't noticed that you reinvent the whole product every 4 years.
There's similar themes. So it's a lot like, think about cars. So like, we'll take the Porsche 911. Porsche 911 was released in 1963. It's about 52 years old now, okay? But there's been 7 generations of the Porsche 911, okay? So every 7 years, roughly, they do a new chassis, they do new engines, they do new technology around it. But it's still a Porsche 911. It looks roughly the same. The engine's in the back. The driving dynamics are similar. You can identify a 911 that was made today and a 911 that was made 50 years ago. You can tell that there's continuity. But roughly every 7 years, it's an entirely new car. And the same thing is true for like a Honda Accord or a Civic. These lines have been around for decades. But every 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years, in cars it's more like 5 to 8 years because it's very expensive to make a new car. They make a new car. It's still an Accord, which means it's a 4-door primarily. They have a coupe version too, but it's like a family car, and the Civic's a little bit smaller. They have these themes and these spirits around the things, but they're all new. And so that's what we do with Basecamp, is that Basecamp today in 2015 can trace back to Basecamp Classic, which is the first version of Basecamp in February 2004. The themes are similar. But the product is reconsidered in a big way every 4 years. And in between that, we just sort of improve the existing version. But then there's a point where you can't pack new ideas onto an old chassis, so you kind of redo the thing from scratch.
Yeah, that car analogy is interesting. I'm not totally up on the designs of cars, but I imagine that, say a Honda Accord, like there's certain values that are portrayed, values about what a car is and what is important in a car being portrayed in that, and then there's all this changing technology, and then there's certain trends maybe that are influenced by other what the drivers are used to.
Yep.
That those sort of things change, and so that sort of calls for a total redo.
Totally. And you think about, like, I think just cars are really good metaphors for this, because you think about like the Corvette, which has been around I think since the 50s. And like there's a spirit to that car. It's a 2-door sports car. It's like kind of a long nose. Like there's a spirit to it. And even though like they don't all look the same over the years, like there's a language and an idea behind the Corvette which stays in the DNA of the car. But the car is redesigned and re-engineered completely from the ground up every 7 years or something. That's just how most industries work the same way.
Yeah, I mean, they're still positioned in a way against other types of cars, right? The Corvette it's a different thing from a Camaro, right? It's a different type of person that will drive it, and it's different sort of values that person has.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, but each car has its spirit. It's much like, look, you are not the same person. I'm not even talking like personality. You don't share a single cell in common with yourself from 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Right? So but you're still David. You're still the same guy.
Sure.
You've changed. Your tastes have changed and your points of view have changed, right? But it's still you, even though you've been completely re-engineered from the ground up in many ways all the time. And so that's, so there's iterative tweaks, and then at a certain point, like you're all new. You're actually all new compared to what you were 10 years ago.
Yeah. So let's talk about that.
That's a little bit of a weird analogy. Let's stick to the car one, but that's really, that's kind of what we're trying to do here. Instead of the alternative, which is typically how software works, which is that it's constantly iterated on, which is good, but that's when the code base gets really difficult to work on at a certain point because it gets old and the technologies that you're built on are kind of old, and it becomes hard to work on. You begin to slow down, and like it can't handle brand new ideas because you try and fit them into the current patterns, and it's like, but this won't quite fit anymore. So you kind of shoehorn it in, and then you make compromises, and that's how things start to get bad over a certain point of time.
Yeah, I mean, so let's talk about that